I know you've heard, it's been national news, it has been developing for a while, and this is why this matter should actually matter to you. Today, we're doing a spiritual perspective on the energy behind the Diddy development. Okay, so if y'all have been watching the news, you know what I'm talking about. If you have not been watching the news, then maybe you should go catch up on it. But today we are going to bring something good out of this situation. We're going to talk about the spiritual lessons behind the Diddy situation. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are. Welcome to My Creative Life. I'm Key, and right now we are doing another spiritual perspective. This time we are talking about Diddy, okay? And this is a very tough topic to read on. We're going to be revealing the energy around this situation, but I also want to take something negative that's very, very negative and pull the good things that we can learn from the situation out of it so that we can grow as a whole, so that we can grow as a collective, okay? So I'm not going to be speaking from a place of journalism or celebrity gossip. I'm speaking from a spiritual perspective. And if you want your own spiritual perspective, just remember that you can always book a reading with me at manifestabundancehereandnow.com, okay? I am currently accepting readings and I can't wait to connect with you and reveal what is important to you in your life. Also, we developed some practical plans. Let me get my tongue untied for a moment. But we developed some practical plans in which you can add into your life, add into your daily routine that will help you to fully realize the version of yourself that you would like to be. So, what is it that we can learn from this Diddy situation? This Diddy situation is a classic rendition of what's done in the dark comes to the light, okay? I am hearing the phrases cause and effect. Whatever you do in this world will have an effect. There is nothing that you won't do that won't have been answered to. Whether you know, whether you're aware of it or if you choose to ignore it, it still will cause something to happen to you, okay? So this could look like, oh, there's an abusive person, right? And I just want to take a moment to just send prayers to those of you who have gone through abuse in any way, whether it's violent abuse, whether it's sexual trafficking, whether it is any form of psyche altering trauma. I am sending my prayers out to you. But if you are a person who is in this world, who acts in this world, who does things in this world, you will have to answer to that. And that goes for abusive people as well. This goes for anyone who's abusing people on a great scale or a minimal scale. You will have to answer to it. You cannot run from it. So when we see, and this is why I love this situation, because it is revealing that people cannot get away with what they think they can get away with all the time, okay? So in this world, we like to believe that bad people keep being able to be bad. They keep being able to get away with it, right? We kind of have a distorted version or a distorted view on justice in this world. And it's so easy to think that corruption will be unanswered, but it is being answered in the spiritual realm every single day. You cannot get away from what you have done. So if you don't make do with what you have done in the past, it will be done to you in another way, okay? So we're going to start pulling some cards on this situation, just revealing what this whole Diddy situation, what it can teach us, what's the energy behind it, you know, what's coming up in this situation, in this development. If you have not seen the news, if you have not seen evidence of what has gone on behind closed doors, and even in hotel hallways, you guys, you can catch up on that with a quick search, okay? But this is a very tragic event. And unfortunately, we have people who are going through these events all the time who may stay silent. So if you are going through a situation where you are endangered or feel endangered, it's better to say something than to not say anything at all. Because guess what? If you're going to say something and you get hurt for saying something, it's better that you tried rather than not saying anything and still getting hurt. You know what I mean? So there is no gain in staying silent to abuse. So the first card that I pulled out is King of Pentacles in reverse. So what we can expect is that this will have a major effect on Diddy's business. I mean, obviously, his reputation is falling. These cards are coming out so easily. His reputation is falling as we speak. It's being undone, okay? So we will see that he will not have control over his finances anymore. He won't have as much money coming in, and his financial life is being affected by this. When you are affiliated with such horrific acts, such horrendous events, there's no way you can rebuild this. And I can see that there's a stand going on. There is a stand going on, not just for him, but for archetypes like this, for people who believe they can just get away with attacking others, taking advantage of others in such heinous ways. They will see, there's a movement to stop them. They will see justice. They will continue to see justice. You guys, you can't be evil and just keep being evil. You will have to answer to the evil within you, either with someone who is more evil than you or with a good force that will neutralize your energy. If you don't believe me, this is more than enough evidence for you to know, right? We're shifting consciousness. We're not allowing these barbaric, disgusting things to exist in our world anymore. And it takes a powerful machine to overthrow people who think they have power because they have money. Okay, so I see that there are people here willing to do the work to free people who are a part of sex trafficking, freeing and healing people who have come out of domestic abusive situations. Okay, so we'll see that this is not only just one person that is falling down. This is a testament for many people in power who believe that they can continue to do what they can just because they have money. So their money is being taken away. Their stature, their status is being taken away. They will not be able to commit these crimes anymore. There's a lot of exposure that is going on. And even if we don't see all of the exposure, and I don't see that the public will see every person involved who will be losing out in this situation in such a swift moment, but there are people attached to this situation who will be losing. They're going to be losing a lot of finances, a lot of financial gains. We're going to be seeing a lot of people going into hiding. These are people that we don't really know of. They're not like all public figures, or they're not exposed yet, but these people are going to go into hiding. They're going to do their best to try to cover it up, but they are losing. They're losing out on investments. So people are also pulling back from him and pulling back from his businesses, just like deleting contracts, like wanting to go cold turkey with any business endeavors with this person and the people around him. So unfortunately, we're going to see a downfall. And I have the World card here. And so we're seeing a shift in the world. We're seeing a shift in the 3D in general, where we're just not going to allow abuse. We're not going to allow these things to go unnoticed. And hush money will do nothing for anyone anymore. Hush money will do nothing. There's no more hush money. We're developing as a whole. I mean, look at us. We're in a technological age where everyone has a phone. If something's happening, you pull out a phone and you start filming it. You have text message proof of every conversation. You have emailed proof. You can have people hacking into certain computers to gain access to information. And with that being said, a lot of things that have been able to be hidden in the past, you can't hide it anymore. And I see that people in positions of power, they're starting to gain a more ethical approach. There's no more intimidation that comes from people who think they can get away with everything. they can no longer intimidate the good guys. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up on. So the world is changing. It's going to be a challenge for those people to exist after they are exposed. I'm speaking of Diddy as well. It's going to be difficult for him to exist after being exposed and people not being intimidated anymore. What happens is when a person is going through such traumatic and heinous experiences, they're in the moment and they're suffering from shock, right? You're shell shocked. You don't believe what's going on, and you don't want to believe that those things are going on. And so in the moment, you're scared. You're in the moment. You can't think outside of the box. You feel like your life is in danger. And when you step outside of that box, and you're like, wow, like, am I going to continue to perpetuate this by being quiet when I know that someone else is suffering? And as I'm saying that, I am being brought to the image of his most recent fling, girlfriend, whatever the heck that was. I'm being brought to Keitrilea, Young Miami, from the City Girls. I feel like we will get her speaking out soon about what has happened once she feels safe enough, because there's no telling how far. Is there no telling how far, but we can see how far this has gone. We can see how far he's willing to take it, how far this intimidation can go. And so I feel like once she has a space where she feels safe and she's out of a state of, I'm hearing suppressed paranoia, where it's like, you kind of have this way I feel that her energy is coming through. It's like you have to have a positive mindset or you will be broken type of thing, but it's also a coping mechanism to suppress her paranoia, possibly from what she has experienced or what she has witnessed or what she knows of or what she is currently learning. But, you know, she's going to go through her own process of healing. And hopefully, you know, if she does have any way of helping any other victims or preventing any of these situations, she will do such things. But yes, there's a lot of people that are attached to this whole situation. There's a shift in consciousness. You will realize that you don't want anybody else to go through this. And so people will speak up about it. People will band together to prevent these activities. This exposure is necessary on a grand scale in our collective, mainly because we're tired of it. We're tired of the belief that this, like, for example, the devil runs this realm. Like, I'm tired of running in and thinking that evil is just as powerful as good is, you know. We're tired of that. We've gone through the dark night of the soul as an entire society, as a collective, and we want to see lighter days. And so you have people who are willing to go through spiritual warfare. You have people who are willing to do the foot. It's like, we're going to see an uprising in love. We're going to see an uprising in ethical actions. We're going to see another type of healing. We have the devil in reverse. As I say that, I'm going to cover, y'all know I love these cards, but I'm covering up the exposure on this. So we have the devil in reverse. So we're seeing that this power dynamic is being, I just said the devil, right? I just said I'm so tired of the belief that, you know, the devil runs this realm, like evil runs this realm, right? So we have the devil in reverse, which shows that there is a consciousness building that wants to overthrow this burdensome energy. We don't have to agree to have evil existing. And maybe we are a whiles away from actually seeing it be vanquished completely, and completely just everything's good. I mean, everything is good in the grand scheme of thing. Everything is God, right? But we will see a shift, right? It'll be a while. I love that we live in this technological there I am with my tongue twister. Technological age, which just exposes everything, because there's so much darkness that goes on. When we bring attention to it, we can use our power, our personal power, our energetic power, our actions to abolish this, right? So we need to really think about what this situation is teaching us as a whole. There is a lesson to be learned. What is done in the dark is brought to the light. There is justice that has to come to situations like this. You are not allowed to harm others and get away with it. And the more we believe in it, the more we act in it, the more we will see justice being done properly. So we're in a hole. All of us watching this situation develop, and all of these pieces being exposed and put together, all of us watching are wanting the same thing. We're wanting God to take over the situation. We're wanting healing. We are wanting ethics. We are wanting justice. Justice is a really big thing. Justice is a really big thing. It's like, how can we sit back and continue watching people just take advantage and harm others? We can't. It's inhumane. It's not what we're meant to do. It's not. We don't like it if it's done to us. Why would we allow it to happen to other people? It could have easily have been your daughter, your son. You know, like, just think about it. You know, we're coming into a sense of empathy. And as I say that, we can see that, yeah, we are shifting from a place of apathy. We have the Four of Cups here. You know, like, just sitting back, pondering upon these things and not knowing what to do. We have so many resources available to us. We have our voices. We have our awareness to shift situations like this and really, like, prevent these. I mean, it starts at home. It starts in the school. It starts with understanding another human being. It takes a lot of compassion to shift someone from being like, and I'm getting really spiritual with this, and it takes a lot of compassion to look at someone who is considered to be evil, the bad guy, and find where that has started. Where did their pain start for them to enact pain on others? Okay, so we can't be lazy when we notice these things. It's no longer, oh, I might as well just mind my business because I'm in fear that if I step in, there's something wrong or something's going to happen to me. It's like, if you don't say anything, something might happen to you. So we have to realize that we can no longer be lazy. We can no longer be unaware. When we notice that something is off as developed beings, as emotionally intelligent beings, we have to say something, step in somewhere. And these signs can be seen in childhood. These signs can be seen in the public schools. These signs can be seen in public neighborhoods. You can tell that some child is going through some troubling experiences, and we need to step in and actually support the healing of that child before they develop into a being that becomes sociopathic or psychopathic because they don't have a support system or a way to voice how they feel or to alchemize their own feelings, right? We can't allow it to fester so long that someone feels comfortable with harming other people and taking advantage of other people. That is not okay. And we have to be strong enough to teach anyone who isn't like that to have their own strength, right? To build boundaries and notice the signs too, so that they don't enter this. So you need to know what a sociopath is. You need to know what a psychopath is. You need to know what a narcissist is. You need to know what these traits look like. You need to be able to step outside of your own mindset. You have to be able to look at someone in a circumspective way. What are the good parts about this person? What are the bad parts about this person? So we have to, as a whole, educate ourselves and take action so that we don't allow this kind of behavior, this kind of development to continue in our society. There's no more pushing it off. We are not a backwards developing country. We are not going backwards and saying, well, you know, no excuses at this point. There's no excuses. The internet is available to almost everybody, right? We got to nip this in the bud, okay? And it's not easy work. It takes hard work. And so I see that a lot of people wish that it was easier than it actually is to heal, to speak up, to do something about it, to notice it early on. They wish that it was easy, but that's not where That's not the point. It's not supposed to be easy to help someone transform. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to meet them where they are. They've had a difficult past. Of course, it will be difficult to break through, but it's worth it, right? We can't just let people abuse other people. That's just not okay. I mean, it's more than not okay. It's not okay. It's terrible. But yes, as a whole, we have to stop being lazy. We have to be more active in healing. We have to be more active in our schools. We have to have therapists there. We have to have civil agents around that will see these things and that care so much that they want to help. They want to get to people. You know, like, it's just, that's all someone really needs, right? That's all someone really needs. They need someone who can care and make them feel comfortable and have them express themselves, right? And if you see these negative behaviors, they need to be addressed. You can't just put them into, like, if you see a kid who's being delinquent, like, there's more to that kid being delinquent than him just being delinquent. There's problems beyond what we can see. And so you need to tap into those things and do the social work. So we need more social workers in our lives. We need more societal healing. And this is just like a vague term. And there's so much processes that go towards this process, right? There's so many processes that have to come together in order to heal society as a whole. Not saying that it has to be done within a day, it has to be done within next year. There's a lot of progress that's already been made. We have to continue that progress. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles here in this situation, it's almost like, okay, so we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and what's coming is like the Page of Pentacles. So this person is, of course, when you're on the verge of losing, he's still gonna fight for his financial wealth. People who are in power and who have made their millions and who have, I guess, satisfied their egos to the point that you can just feel comfortable harming others, like, they're going to continue to try. They're going to continue to try. They won't give up. I mean, it's the human spirit. They're not going to give up everything that they have, right? This person is not willing to give up everything that he has. But with this Page of Pentacles here, the Page of Pentacles here is showing, like, you have to face that your world is going to be turned upside down. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if I said that it was in reverse, but the world is going to be upside down for them. They will have to figure out another way to handle finances. I don't see that this person is going to go completely broke. I'm going to be honest here, just reading this energy objectively. But this person won't go completely broke because they may have a lot of backup plans. They may have so many businesses that they won't go broke. Or there is another extreme to it that everything will be seized. That's the phrase that's coming through right now. Everything will be seized and taken away. So it's almost like this person is up for judgment. It's like, do we completely strip this person of the fame, the success, and bring them back down to be humbled at zero? Or will that make this person worse and do it again? So it's almost like I see, like, counsel, getting an image of it. Like, I'm seeing counsel, just like maybe 11, maybe it's like 9. How many people? It's almost like 7 to 9 chairs there. And it's like, what do we do to teach this lesson? Because if we let this go unjustified, and if we let this go to where this person is still comfortable with life, what lesson are we showing other people who are doing this or even worse, right? So there is counsel going on. So it's more of a spiritual thing, but we will see that it happens in the 3D. There is counsel going on that says, do we completely destroy this person's reputation, or will that make us just as bad as this person? What kind of lesson do we make of this person? So this person, Diddy's life is basically, I want to say it's like in spiritual litigation. It's like, how do we give this person their karma? The people that were affected by his actions will have lifelong PTSD. They will not be able to get away from the mental effects that he has had on them. How do you make a person who does not have that kind of feeling or that kind of empathy, how do you punish a person like that? What would be the way to make them realize that what they did was wrong? So it's like the answer might just be to seize everything, seize their possessions, bring them back to zero financially, because what he based his power on was financial success, materialistic possessions, right? So they're going to seize everything that this person has. We might not, the thing is, like, I still don't see it as being like, oh, he's going to start off like from homeless. He's not going to start off from homeless. He's not going to be like exiled to to like basically nothing, to where we can just find him on the street being homeless. He's smarter than that. But we will see that his level of comfort will be compromised because of his actions. And it will affect him enough because he's more about himself. And so just him not having the power that he used to have, that's more than enough punishment for him. So I do see that we will see a lot of things being taken away from him. Although he might, to say that he might go to prison, I do believe that he will serve prison time for his actions. I do see that he will serve prison time. There's no other way. There's no other way. So those possessions are going to be taken away, and I'm sure he's going to serve prison time. There's no getting away from this. I see, and I'm just seeing like a trail of burning, of fire or something, like burning gas or burning kerosene, like trying to cover tracks but burn the tracks. But it's an effort that is pointless. It's almost like, what do I do now? What I gotta do? What do I do? There's no way to cover this up. It's all being brought to light. And it's funny that I'm seeing this fire. It's like, oh, you've done, this is the magnitude to which you've done things. So it's coming back to you and being brought to light as fierce as a fire. Okay? It's being brought to light as fierce as a fire. There's no apology that you can give to cover this up. There's no explanation. Getting tongue-tied again. There's no explanation as to why this is okay. There's nothing you can do to cover this up. You have to answer this with life. You have to answer this with actions being done to you now. Okay? So don't think that justice won't be served. We like to believe that people are so powerful, they're going to get away with it. There's nobody getting away with anything in this life. And we should stop giving power to that narrative that evil prevails. Evil does not prevail. Okay? Evil gets answered with evil. So it gets neutralized. Let's step into the 5D. Let's step into the 4D. Let's step into the higher consciousness and realize that nothing evil can exist. This person will be trying to lie their way out. He's focusing on his deception, how he can manipulate the situation and still get out of it. And that's the funny thing when it comes to these types of people, this archetype here, where they are wildly successful. They felt like they've gotten into these powerful positions. Nothing can stop them. They will continue to lie, but you cannot fool people. You can lie. You can try, but you will not fool anybody. Everybody's eyes are open. There's nothing you can do to cover this up. But this person is focused on, how do I get rid of this? This is confirmation for that visualization that I just received. The trail of kerosene being burnt up. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? What lie do I tell? What do I say? What, like, figuring it out. There's nothing to figure out here. It's obvious. It's all been brought to the light already, honey. We can't cover our eyes now, baby. It's burning bright as we can see. It's like fireworks. It's in the sky now. It's all up. It's all up. So we have the high priestess in reverse. There's nothing, and this person has people around them who are like, yeah, there is nothing you can really do to hide this. This is you doing shit to people. I didn't want to curse, but I cursed. But this is you doing stuff to people. This is you acting in ways. What makes you think that you are immune to karma? You are immune to justice? No, once you have reached that low of a depth, you can't come back from that. You're going to be met with other people who are just that low, who are probably going to tell you, yeah, they're going to try and create some kind of concept as to why you're okay. But at the end of the day, no, it's not going down like that. It's not happening like that. The universe is not going to allow it, okay? One thing that happens in this universe is even when you're at the lowest of lows, it will bring you to a neutral space. If you're at the highest of the highs, it can bring you to a neutral space. This person has been at both spectrums as far as materialistic life, high. Moral life, lows. We're going to have to neutralize that. You can't have both extremes going on, and you can't just be at this low consciousness and not learn a lesson. Eventually you have to learn it, even if it gets hard. So you had a chance to stop what you were doing. You had a choice. You kept choosing what you chose. You weren't spiritually in tune. There's nobody that can save this person. So we have the high priestess in reverse. I'm getting a lot of reverse cards here. High priestess in reverse, and we also have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. There's no one that can save him. No one can save him. No one can really vouch for him. He has to answer to his own actions. I mean, you're going to stand in your own consciousness. You're going to develop insight to what you've done in this world anyway. And so even if there are people around him telling him stuff, he knows you can't get out of this. Pulling in favors. I'm seeing an image of him calling in favors, pulling in favors. What did you do to get out of this situation? So but what's funny is I see these people picking up the phone and not really even giving him a real answer. It's possibly because some of these people didn't do what he did, and they put on the front that they were alike with him just for the sake of business and the sake of having certain benefits from a relationship with him. But they're picking up the phone and they already have this, I'm abandoning you at the moment that it's over. Like, we know you're done. Like, I don't really see people who can pull him out, Now I also see praying hands happening. I just see men praying and trying to hope that somebody grips onto this narrative that they just want to see me be destroyed. It's like, no, we don't just want to see you be destroyed just because we just want to see you be destroyed. You've done something. Why do you turn to God now? Why are you turning to God now and trying to fool us under the guise of God? I'm getting this strong image of just, please let this go away. Please let this not be real. Please just let this stop. Like, really hoping that, I'm being drawn back to the Seven of Swords, really hoping that somebody will say, this is just another example of the government taking down a Black man. This ain't the 90s. This ain't the early 2000s. We are not behind. We are not slow. You got to be kidding me to think that we're that slow. This person doesn't even care if the general public who actually sees the truth. He cares that he could fool somebody to believing that he's innocent. That's all he needs. People will go along with that, though. They can't save him from the actual activities, but just him having a sense of, I was able to fool somebody and deceive somebody to believe that I'm innocent, that's enough for him to get through his day. That's his coping mechanism. But at the end of the day, the actions speak louder than words. They will still have to be answered to. It's a cause and effect world. You cause something, you will have to deal with the effects of it. So he will be Wow. He's being visited. This whole situation, actually, it's him being visited by lovers of the past. He does not, oh my God, it's like he does not want more people to speak up about what's going on. So this is drawing me back to what I was saying about the Young Miami situation, the Carisha situation, just like hoping that he can fool her. We're getting into it now. Sometimes I get scared to get into it, right? But like I can see this right now. He's hoping that more people don't start speaking up and banding together. He doesn't want that. He's done more than enough to enough people to where even if you did get these people to stop talking, and they're not going to accept, some of these people will accept hush money, but it's like he made a bad deal, because even if you accept the hush money, it's still happening. It's still being revealed. You can't stop that trail. You can't stop that trail of fire that's happening, that's bringing these actions to light. I mean, he's praying hard that these past lovers, these past experiences don't come against him. And even if they come against him, the prayer is, even if they do come against him, may somebody see it as this person just wants to destroy me or kick me while I'm down. So this is someone who's willing to play the victim, even though they victimize many. There's no victim in this person. The victim that is there was a child that should have been healed a long time ago. And that's the truth of it. This person is an adult who decided to continue acting in heinous ways. So that whole, I was a broken child, or I didn't have nothing, this, like the whole narrative of I came from this and that. Like, no, there are people nowadays who are seeing that they are toxic and making the choice to not be toxic. It's now a responsibility for you to become untoxic, to neutralize the damage that you have been dealt with, and to be a better person. We're not allowing this victim mentality to allow people to act in heinous ways and to continue to hurt others. It's just not happening. Our society is not developing that way anymore. We're not allowing abuse anymore. We are victoriously dishing out the justice to abusers. Our US government would be a fool to let this slide. If you're going to let a celebrity slide with these kind of violations, do you know what that implicates about our government, about our society? We are no better than any of the third world countries that we try to go over and preach democracy to or give human rights to, right? Okay. Do you think the government is willing to blow their cover that way? I don't think so. So just think, all these things happen together. So I have the Empress in reverse. I see that he really wants he wants a female to speak. He wants a female to speak highly of him. He wants a female to speak highly of him. He might start consulting with witches, with occultists, with people who can he's gonna start consulting with people who can break spells, break curses out of a last attempt to stop this from happening and being exposed. It's like he doesn't know what else to do right now. It's sad, but this is just all leading to the takedown, right? I mean, you guys know that it's all coming to light anyway, but I'm just reading the energy as to what he's doing about it. He ain't taken down yet. He's still out there. So consulting with people that can break off curses, lying to family members, female family members, having grandmothers praying type of thing to get him out. Like, there's a last attempt at being perceived as good. going to church, seeking God. God was there the whole time. Not just in, you can't just pray to God when you're in your down moments. You got to praise God and be godly. Do the things that God would want you to do, that the universe would want you to do. You have to send out the energy that you want to receive. You can't just now all of a sudden say, oh, please heal me of these demons. You've been a demon the whole time. You can't just run and tell people break the curses and the spells off you. Now you've been knew you had these curses and spells. It was giving you what you wanted. It was giving you all of these material gains. It was giving you this false sense of power, and God was there the whole time watching you go to the other team. Okay, God was watching you here with the devil energy. I'm being drawn back to the devil card here in reverse. God was watching you the whole time, said that the devil works faster than God. And God was like, you know what? The devil is going to work faster than me, but I'm going to show you who's really powerful. When you thought that you were getting everything in this world, you thought you were getting worldly success, you thought you were king, you thought you were on top of the world. I'm going to show you just how powerful I am. Look at you on your knees, begging me to stop it when you did not get on your knees to thank me for what I have done for you. You have not been on your knees to say, I don't want to hurt these people. You were on top of the world, walking 2 feet, standing and saying, I'm the king. I could do whatever I want to everybody. And look, God don't exist because God would have got me a long time. God got you at the right time. And now to be going back to God and saying, oh, well, now all the lessons that are godlike are coming down and downloading fast to you. You on them knees, you going to the covens, you are going to church now. You know the power of God. You just had to learn it in the way that you learned it. You could have stopped when you had a chance. But see, what happens is the universe will always, and I always say that God works through the universe. The universe is the material in which God creates through. So I kind of use it interchangeably, but I'm referring to a higher power here. Nothing goes unmet in this world, okay? When you thought that you were as powerful as God, when you thought that you could create this mission of pain and triumph, you could be the king of the world. God let you do that. The universe let you do that. You did it in the wrong ways. You couldn't wait. You couldn't be patient. You couldn't be like everybody else who knows the power. You had to have the power. You are going to become the person that you despised. You didn't despise. This person did not despise people who did evil. They were sold on the idea that evil was the only way to get what you want. And God turned a blind eye to let you do that, to let you learn the lessons. And God was there the whole time, putting the voice in your head, saying, hey, or else you wouldn't be praying now. Saying, hey, man, you really think this is the right thing to do? You know what told you was the right thing to do? Your desire for power, desire for money, your desire for the devil to be the winner, the winning thing. And I say the devil in a conceptual way as well. I don't give power to the devil, but you wanted to see that evil was the best way to get things done. You were allowed to see that, but that has to be neutralized. We live in a balanced world. It's going to be neutralized. If it is not for the benefit of all of humanity, it cannot exist. And so what we can learn from this whole Diddy development, and y'all are free to give me any topics, any celebrities that you'd like me to read on for a spiritual perspective. You can also get your own spiritual perspective. If you like, comment, share, and subscribe on this video, I would greatly appreciate it. And I would know that you want more like this. What we can learn from this entire Diddy development is that the degree in which you act in this world is the degree to which you will be answered to, even if it's in public eye or behind closed doors. You cannot be dark in this world and expect for light to escape you. It's always going to come back. Karma is real, okay? Karma is real. And let's stand up and use our voices against violence. Let's see the signs and work as a society to heal others, to be there for others, to show compassion to people who may develop to be like this when we recognize it, right? Let's do what we can to stop it early on. So that is my message. That is my spiritual perspective on this entire Diddy development. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did like it, go ahead and watch my other videos. There may be a message there for you. And in fact, I know there's a message there for you. If you want your own spiritual perspective, you can book a reading with me at manifestabundancehereandnow.com. And you know what I want you to do. I always want you to be happy, stay healthy. Peace out.